Hello, everybody. It's Narcissist here, bringing you some thoughts from the soul. So today I'm going to talk about flawed characters and the anime that taught me how to love flawed characters. Recently, I just watched Infinite Ryvius. It's an anime that was set in 1999 and aired till 2000. The anime is basically about a bunch of kids. They get lost in space and they all just go buck wild, basically, on each other. So basically, you just watch them just act like morons and just lose control with every little scene. And spoiler alert: there's a bunch of kids that gain power over the course of the anime, and with each kid, you realize how flawed each of them are. Like one of them is either just too by the books. One of them is either just doesn't know when to say stop. One of them does just can't seem to say stop, and when he finally does, he just loses his mind. And then there's also our main character who just can't make a decision, Koji Aiba, yeah. And you just watch the anime and you're like, wow, it's just chaos. It's just pure chaos in their mental states. You just really learn to almost thrive off of it. You know what I mean? And so you just watch all these kids just make dumb decisions over and over again, and you're like, damn, these kids are dumb as heck. You know what I mean? But like you can't stop watching it because they're flawed. You want to see that flawed character like progress. You want to see the progression of just growth. You know what I mean? And then that's what I realized is that flawed characters are far more fun to watch and far more fun to see grow. And so then from there, I was like, oh yeah, that makes so much sense because I enjoyed Black Clover 1,000% more than I did a lot of other animes that aired during the same time, and all the hate I was getting, but how annoying he was and how loud he was, and I was like, this is a rehash of this, a rehash of that. And I'm like, it's not. He's a flawed character. He's a flawed person. He has no magic, and it's like you just see that, you just see him struggle, just to stay alive. You just see all that, and he finally catches his break, and you're like, damn, finally. You kind of just you're with him from there on out. Like, I want to see this dude succeed. I want to see him bring peace to the Clover King. I want to see him become the Wizard King. And you see all that, and you're like, damn, I want to see all this. And then you're like, damn, it's so flawed. But then you notice that the one thing that isn't flawed in his life is his friendship with Yuno. And you're like, damn, that's so beautiful because his whole life, you just think like if he was by himself or this, like with this, you don't know, you wouldn't know if he could like really rise to the occasion, because was already like, if he was was by himself and born in a rich kingdom, he'd probably be like, royal, you know what I mean? But luckily, because he was born with Asta and like the poor area, you kind of just see them grow together, and you really are invested in seeing their growth. And it's one of those things where like you realize that flawed characters bring you more closer to your humanity, you know what I mean? And so when you're watching like what other anime has flawed characters, Cowboy Bebop, Spike Spiegel, the entire show, like you Spike Spiegel, the whole cast on that show, they're all so flawed. They clearly know that they won't succeed if they do things, quote unquote, the way they're doing things. You can fill in the gaps, however you want to. No spoilers for that if you haven't watched it yet. And you're like, damn, like they know, but they don't care. They're just gonna continue. You know what I mean? And it just makes you love how flawed these characters are. You just want to see them just make their break. You don't want to see them just try and make it. You know what I mean? And you just watch it till the very end. You're like, damn, that was a good show. You know what I mean? And then that's where I realized that great animes, for me specifically, really are characters that are just so flawed that you just want to see them show some sort of growth, some sort of emotion, some sort of change in their aura. You know what I mean? And I'm like, dang, that makes so much sense. Like I watched what's the anime called? I watched Mob Psycho, and like I didn't watch it because he was like what's it called? Telekinetic, psychopath, psychotic, psycho, psychotic. Anyway, he had powers. I didn't watch it because he had these powers. I watched it because he was a flawed person. He could not be a normal person. He really could not. He couldn't handle the struggles of everyday life because the struggles that he was going through weren't what regular people were going through. And he kind of just saw him just like, all right, I know I can't fix this, but let me see if I can fix this. I know I can't solve this problem, but let me try and see if I can just grow here, grow there. And he's just like, damn, I want to see him grow. I want to see him succeed. I want to see him make a friend. I want to see him ask a girl out. I want to see him, you know, gain muscle. I want to see him actually run and not faint. You're really there with them in that moment, and that the animes that really know how to make characters' flaws shine, while also seeing them struggle to grow. Those animes really are the best animes I think out there. Do you guys agree with me? If not, tell me why. If so, tell me so. If you like, subscribe. Narcissist out.